Hello.
Hello there, is that Charlene?
Hi there, you okay?
Yeah, very well, thank you, very well. Have we caught you at a good time?
Yeah, now it's fine, yeah. I'm just finishing work, so...
Okay, right. Okie dokie. So, whereabouts are you in the world then? Where are you at the moment?
London.
In London. Well, we're in London too. Yeah,
Oh!
there you go. So we're not a million miles away from you, so that's all good.
Okay. I thought you were elsewhere. When I got the email saying BST time, I thought, oh, you must be abroad.
No, we are a South London-based radio station, but we do broadcast to the world. We have listeners in 47 countries, I think it is now. So, yeah.
In how many, sorry?
47 countries.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So we're quite globally spread, as it were. So there we go.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So I guess we better start asking you a few questions then, if that's okay. Really, the first question that I had for you was, sort of how did it all start with you and music? I mean, what got you in that direction, I suppose, is the question that is the burning one at the moment.
Sure. Well, I've always done it as a hobby, and I was in a band at uni, and then did a few bits after uni and during uni with some funky house producers and Dead Bias and Andy Jane ST.
Wow. Yeah.
And then so we had a few house releases with those guys, and they were doing well. And then I moved down to London, and then just started to take it a lot more seriously, or wanted to take it more seriously, but wasn't sure how to. And then very randomly, I was out with some friends on my birthday at a Konya Doss gig.
Yeah.
And she said, if anyone could get up and sing on stage and know my songs, I'll give you a free CD. So my friend pushed me to the floor, and I ended up getting up on stage. As they do, I was like, thanks guys, thanks for that. But although I was a fan, I didn't actually know all the words to her songs, so she had to whisper them to me on stage as I was singing, which was pretty embarrassing. But from doing that, I was spotted by JM Soul of Music Connects, and it's really taken off from there. Music Connects and Purple Rain have helped me through their artist development program, and I've done showcases and gigs and things, and they've helped me do my album. So that was really the turning point, singing at the Konya Doss gig.
Wonderful.
It was a catalyst for everything that's happened since. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, on stage next to Konya Doss, that's a great start for before before you go into anything else. How wonderful is that? And I mean, Monique and JM from Music Connects are great. I'm
that's brilliant.
I'm a great attendee of their gigs. At the Flyover Portobello. I love those Music Connects gigs. So many, such wonderful talent, and artists that you sort of wouldn't see otherwise. Absolutely lovely. I love attending those. So there you go. Yeah. So what are your sort of earliest musical memories, Charlene? What's sort of the earliest things that you remember loving about music?
Music wise?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
So probably the first album that I really properly fell in love with was Jill Scott's album, the Hidden Beaches one.
Great
first
choice.
One, Words and Sound.
Yeah,
Words and Sound Volume 1. The reason being, my brother had it and he played it all the time, and I heard it. I was like, who is this? What is this music that I'm hearing? And I got the album myself, and just like from there, just really fell in love with neo soul. So from there, started listening to Erykah Badu and D'Angelo. Like for me, those albums, like Baduism, Brown Sugar, those are some of my favourite albums ever. Like I love that kind of music.
Wonderful.
So we've got my brother to thank for turning me on to Jill Scott.
It's good job you had your brother to lead you in such a great direction, Jill Scott. You're not going to go wrong. You're not going to go wrong, are you? Fantastic, absolutely lovely. And so, who were you listening to yourself? I mean, who were the bands you loved as a younger person? Who were your influences?
Those ones: Jill Scott, D'Angelo, Amy Winehouse, Corinne Bailey Rae, Erykah Badu. I love that sort of soul stuff. Connie Doss, I listen to her. Algebra, Anthony Hamilton.
Amazing. What a lovely list.
Yeah, but I love other stuff as well. I also really like funky house and grime and bossa nova and some jazz. I like a bit of everything, really.
Well, that's really good. I mean, it's great to have multiple influences, really, of various genres. You know, it's to the richness of what you're doing. And I was going to ask you about the album Good Day. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about the release of that, because that's your latest album, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, that's my very first, my debut, my very first album. Again, the way that came about is Second Nature was the first track that I recorded from the album. And that was on the Soul Independence release. And as I say, that's how I got started working with those guys, Soul Independence, Undercover, JM, Monique. And from there, we worked on the album. I got put in touch with some amazing producers, as I'm sure you can tell from the album. I think the production is fantastic. I worked with Victor Redwood Sawyer of Hill Street Soul.
Yes.
I worked with Opaz, Ray Hayden, who did all the Opaz stuff. I worked with a wonderful producer in New York called Gil Small of Groove City Entertainment, and I worked with a newer production outfit called Ghost Cut, who were also equally wonderful. So I was really, really lucky in that I was able to work with these people. The vibe was great. We built wonderful relationships as a result. For me, that's key, like getting along with the people you work with and just enjoying each other's company, because then you find the music is secondary to that relationship being good. That's been my experience anyway.
No, definitely. I mean, that's a lot of people to be working on a debut album with, and I will say for a debut album, it's very full. You know, it's very rich. Yeah. There's a lot of tracks, and they're very, there's quite a lot of diversity there. You don't often see that in a debut album. So, I think that's great. I love that.
Thank you.
So, any particular favourites on the album of yours, or that's not a good question to ask an artist? I know.
No, not at all. Do you know what? My favourite changes frequently. The more I listen to it, I might discover another song, and for a period of time, that will be my favourite. I have favourites.
Yes.
Good Day, I love. Second Nature.
Tune.
Just for what it's done for me and what it's allowed me to do. Like, I can't leave that one off the list. My Yesterday is a real favourite. I really enjoy that one.
That's a great tune too. Yeah, without a doubt.
I love that one. First Date, I love, because it's just a bubbler. The Central Line, I love because of the way it was created. It was a very organic process. That was done with Ghost Cut. And we went into the studio, and the boy said to me, "How do you feel today?" And I said, I'm in a good mood. I want to write something that reflects that. So they started tinkering around on the keys and on the guitar, came up with a riff. I started humming and singing along, and we basically wrote the song in that way.
It's got a different sort of feel to the other tracks around it on the album, and it was the title really, but also the sound. It got me thinking of sort of busy tube stations and things. I don't know why, but it just probably because of the title. But it's got that really it's got quite a busy feel about it. It's a lovely tune and a different sound to the other. Probably because you used a different producer, etc.
Yeah.
But loving that. I love Intoxicated. I think that's a great track. Really like that. That's lovely. And so, I mean, if we look at Second Nature, and I noticed that on the album you have a remix of that as well. What was the idea behind the remix? Tell me more.
Well, really, it was left in the hands of RS Digital. I think because the track had done so well, the idea was just to update it, really, make it sound a little fresher, have something, stay true to the roots of the song, but just remix it so that it was, it was a new listening experience for the fans, because that track was really popular and a real favourite among people. So it was just really to update it and keep it current, do something different with it.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
Yeah.
So, how I was just trying to look for the release date on the album, and I can't actually see it there. How long has that been out now,
was
Charlene?
Released on the 4th of November. So what are we? December, January, February, March, April. So
about
just 5 months.
Yeah, 5 or 6 months. Yeah, wonderful. And
yeah.
And that's really great. So I mean, I can see it's available in the digital formats and so on. Any thoughts, or is it on CD as well?
Yeah, you can get physical copies from Soul Brother Records, from Jazz FM on their website. I think the other site is First Records. I'll have to double check, but I know for definite you can get it from Jazz FM and Soul Brother Records down in Putney.
Soul Brother, they're a great place to get music from. It's just our listeners often ask. So we've got quite a lot of listeners that like to have the physical media rather than the electronic version, if you know what I mean. So I tend to like to ask that question. So
no, I agree. I like to have physical copies of music as well.
Yeah, I think some people just don't like sort of messing around with computers and that. They just like to throw a CD into a CD player and have done with it, and for other people, they like to have all the artwork and the information that comes with the actual physical media, which of course you don't get with the electronic, in the same way.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what are you working? What's the project for 2014? What have you got going on there? What's happening?
I'm in the process of writing album number 2. And in terms of what else I'm doing, I'm really just trying to get out, do as much as possible. I'm performing at the Come Get Your Money's Worth Soul Weekender in Birmingham on the 26th and 27th of July over that weekend. And which I'm really excited about. And in the interim, I'm just out and about on the circuit doing open mic nights.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So you like the sort of open mic sort of scenario? Does that suit you well?
I do. I think it's a good way to practice, because I think there's always room for improvement. I'm relatively new to this, and I just want to get better and better. And I think that's a great way to test your skills and see what other people are doing and learn from them and get immediate feedback, and also get to meet other people on the scene who are coming up as well. I mean, there's room for everybody,
Absolutely.
So it's a great way to do that. And I enjoy getting out and meeting new people. So for me, it's a win-win situation.
That's wonderful. Yeah, networking's always good. Whether people are in the music industry as performers or whatever capacity they are, or whether they're just fans. It's great to network and get your name out there, get yourself known, and wonderful. So a second album, Charlene. Wow. I mean, that's pretty quick. That's really good. I mean, this is not an unfull album. We're talking 13 tracks on this album, and you're already working on the next one. I mean, that.
I know.
Do you sleep?
No, not enough. No, I do, but I just think, I don't know what, I love doing music so much. I want to be able to make it my full-time, my full-time gig. When people are sick of hearing the first album, I'd love to be able to go, do you know what? Put that one to the side for now, come back to it, but here's something else for you to listen to and get into in the interim. So.
Wow. What a wonderful attitude. That's really good. I like that. That's okay. Just put that to the side, and here's a brand new one for you, and go back to that later. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. You said you moved to London. Where were you before that, Charlene?
I was up in Leeds. Yeah, I was up in Leeds. I'm a Londoner originally. I was born down here.
You don't have a Leeds accent.
No, I don't. Although when I go up, I get the Yorkshire twang.
Ah.
But yeah, I've lived in Leeds longer than I lived in London. I spent, I think, about 13 years up in Leeds. Absolutely loved it. It's a great place. Got lots of friends up there.
Did you go uni there? Was that where you went to uni in Leeds?
No, I went to uni in Liverpool.
Wow, well travelled then.
All the L's, London, Liverpool, Leeds.
Well, yeah, you can't go wrong there, really. I mean, they're all great centres of metropolis, should I say? Yeah, definitely. And different feel to each, and different things to be learned. That's probably a big contribution to your songwriting, I would think. All of those different experiences and so on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it helps having lots of different experiences. I'm keen to, get out and get more, but they all inform my writing in some way or another. I usually like to draw on experiences that I've had, or I might take a concept and write about it and think, I wonder what it would be like if I were in this situation, and do it that way. But yeah, certainly they all inform my songwriting in one way or another.
That's wonderful. That's really good. So what about longer term then, Charlene, sort of in the next sort of 5 years? What sort of things would you like to see happen in your musical career?
I'd like to reach a wider audience. Obviously, I'm still quite new. I'm more underground. I'd like to be able to cross over, be wider known, just continue building up a fan base. Keep on the live scene. I think that's key, because that's really one of the things that defines my sound. It's quite a live sound. So I want to stay true to that. Keep doing that. Keep getting out there. Keep doing the gigs. I'd like to be doing festivals as well. Again, just to take that live experience, but make it a lot grander and a lot bigger. So I see myself doing that, doing music full time, traveling with it, touring with it, just getting out and doing as much as possible.
Wonderful. Sounds very, very busy, and sounds great. That's good. And of course, you got the live work coming up very, very soon as well. So it's all going on. It's already happening. Isn't that lovely? Can I ask, because I don't have any of the house tunes that you sing on. Could I be cheeky and ask if you could send me one or two of them? Yeah,
of course.
Well, I just think it would be nice to include that in your feature outside of what's on Good Day. And I'm a house DJ as well. I do a house show on a Thursday night. So I do a show called New Grooving, and it's back to back in the mix, and Soulful Deep and Jack in House. And I would be really interested in hearing your house tunes. So that would be great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. I'll send something over.
Okay, that's great. Do you need an email address or anything for that? Or
I do. I was just going to say, could you DM me your email address on Twitter, and then I can fire something across to you?
Of course, yeah, no problem at all. I'll make sure that gets done today, and we'll just be very interested in your house stuff as well, outside of loving the Good Day album, but we've got quite a few slots to fill. We usually do 2 to 3 tracks per day on a breakfast show, so there's sort of up to sort of 15 tracks to put in, so it's always good to pack that out a little bit, especially when somebody's as versatile as yourself and goes across different genres as well. That's great.
Brilliant. Oh, that's cool. So you'll play the album as well?
Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much the whole of the album will get played across the whole week. So, 2 to 3 tracks a day, and we, of course, involve your social media in what we do on our social media, and then that puts you out there on Twitter and on Facebook. And, it's a great way of getting people to know who you are, and that don't, and those that do, to know a bit more about you, and the interview we do on the Friday, and that sort of makes up a fairly large part of the feature on Friday, which is great. So, wonderful. That's really good.
Oh, Brilliant. Thank you so much.
That's okay. Can I ask you, is there anything else that you'd like to say to your fans here in the UK and across the world, and point them at your social media and also any websites or anything like that, and also where to buy your tunes? So I'll leave that with you to explain to your fans.
Okay. So I'd like to say to everyone who's listening and to people who have been supporting me and who continue to do so, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And it's always great to hear from you directly. So if you want to connect with me, I'm on Twitter. My Twitter handle is at Charles_1. That's CHARLS_1. I'm also on Facebook at Charlene's.music. I'm on Instagram as well. It's again Charles_1, the same as my Twitter handle. So if you want to get in contact, please do. I'm always eager to chat with people who listen to my music, and just to see what your experiences have been, what you like, what your favourite tracks are, and to keep you abreast of what I'm doing, my journey, and any upcoming gigs. So I'd love to hear from you all.
That's absolutely fantastic, Charlene, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And don't be a stranger. Stay in touch. And
I won't. Thank you.
When that other album comes out, the one you're working on now, give us a shout so we can get behind that one as well, because that'll be really great. And stay in touch. And enjoy your gigs that are coming up, and we're certainly enjoying the music. And we'll let you know when the feature's going out, so you can sort of get behind it with your social media as well. So that'll be great.
Thank you. Thanks ever so much. I really appreciate it.
No, you're more than welcome, and have an absolutely lovely weekend as well. And we'll speak again soon.
All right. You take care.
You take care too. Thanks, Charlene. Cheers now.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.